Hello, Stitchy friends. How are you all doing? I hope you are having a wonderful week. Today is Monday, June 22nd, and this is Flosstube number 98. My name is Andrew. This is my dog Winston, and this is the Runner Stitcher, my channel where I talk mostly about cross stitch and my cross stitch journey, but also a little bit about running and kind of other things that I have going on in life. So if you are new here, if you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you really enjoy what you see and stick around for the fun that we're up to. And if you're a returning subscriber, I can't say thank you enough. You all have meant the world to me to be here supporting this channel and watching me share this beautiful hobby. And I'm just so grateful that you're all here. So thank you for that. I wanted to start off just by saying a quick thank you to two people who took advantage of the Buy Me a Coffee link below. So thank you so much, Danielle and an anonymous person. Thank you both for taking advantage of that and adding that little gift to my week. That was very nice. So thank you. As you know, for the month of June, I have been highlighting a pattern each week from the blue flower, and this week is no different. So the pattern I want to highlight this week is called Huckleberry Farm. I'm going to put a picture of it up here so you can see what it looks like. But something about this, it's kind of like sampler-esque with the house and the farm sort of in the middle, but you still have those wonderful animal elements that the blue flower is so good at. And I just really love this piece. So I wanted to highlight this one this week to just kind of share a little bit of a different style. You know, we've seen a lot of pieces from her with animals, but each one has been a little bit unique and different in that way. And this is no different. So another great pattern from the blue flower, and I will have a link in the description below where you can purchase that pattern through Lindy Stitches. And also Steph at Lindy Stitches was kind enough again to allow us to do a giveaway for this pattern. So we are going to do a giveaway for Huckleberry Farm. I'll pop the picture back up here if I took it down. And yeah, one of you will be lucky enough to win this pattern from Lindy Stitches and get to stitch it. Now I will be passing along your email address and your address to Steph at Lindy Stitches, and so she will ship it out directly from their spots, and so you have to be okay with giving that. Please be 18 years of age or older so I can get your address, and please be subscribed to the channel, and don't use any words like freebie or win or free or anything like that. We don't want to attract the wrong people, but we want this to go to the hands of a stitcher. So if you're interested in winning the pattern Huckleberry Farm, please use the keyword farm in your comment below. And next week on my video, I will pick a winner and we'll get you that pattern sent out. So thank you again, Steph at Lindy Stitches. She's been so kind to sort of come on board with this, highlighting a different designer or pattern each week, and offered to do some giveaways. So we're very grateful for that. And one of you will be the lucky recipient. The other sort of housekeeping thing I wanted to talk about was Whip into Shape. And if you happen to see, or if you're following the channel, I did finally get a new walk posted. So it's been a number of weeks. Things have been a little bit crazier and busier with the job than I expected, and just haven't had the time to kind of film and edit and all of that. But I'm really happy to say I was able to upload the latest walk, which is a walk through the West Village in New York City. It was a beautiful day. So many people were out. I even enjoyed watching it back, just seeing all the restaurants that are there and the seating that's outside. A lot of them were full with people. It was just a very fun area. I love walking through the West Village on any kind of day. A nice day, a rainy day, it's very pretty. In the fall, it's really fun. A cold day with the snow. It's just a really beautiful neighborhood. And so yeah, I hope you enjoyed that one. So you've got a new walk now. You've got some new stitches to put into your piece. This week, I did not have a chance to pull out Elizabeth Masterton, and that is my Whip into Shape piece. I don't know if I will be able to do that this week or not. We'll have to see. But the challenge will keep going for those of you who can stick it out. And if you're not familiar with the challenge, I do have a number of videos back, but I also have a spreadsheet linked below, and I have a link to my other YouTube channel where the walking videos are posted. And you can check all of that out and see how many stitches you need to do for each walk and kind of join us on that challenge. We have made really good progress, and I am really grateful for that. I also just want to say a huge thank you to everyone, because we've now reached 1,000 subscribers on Andrew in Stride, my walking channel. And I'm just blown away by that. I know the majority of that is your support through the stitching community, coming over there and just supporting my second channel and watching those videos. I think we've also, the channel in the latest video, in this West Village video, we've sort of crossed over a little bit, and I think we're now getting non-stitchers who are watching the walking videos, which is also really exciting. So we'll see where that channel goes too, but that kind of has given me more motivation to get back out there and continue filming these, because I really do enjoy the filming process, and I just need to make the time to do it. So anyway, thank you so much for your support in getting that channel to where it is, and I'm super excited to see it grow and see where we can get it to go. So thank you. Okay, and we are going to jump right into the whips this week. I think this is going to be a very short video, and the reason for that is I did not get as much stitching done this week, which is ironic because I actually had the day off work on Friday, and I didn't realize I was going to have that. And but then Saturday, a friend was in town, and I ended up spending the whole day with him. He was here from Hawaii just for the day, and so I was able to kind of just spend the whole day with him, and that meant no stitching. So that kind of balanced out. But just in general, my stitch count was much lower this week, and I think part of that is because the projects I was working on just took a little bit more time and effort to get those stitches in. But yeah, so I think this will be a pretty short video, but we'll go through my whips, which are works in progress, and these are the pieces that I got to touch and work on this week. So the first one is the tried and true Saga. You all know this one and love it. This is by Long Dog Samplers. Here's what this is going to look like. And yeah, this is just a beautiful, beautiful piece. So I will pop a video in here of where I was when I started the week. Okay, here's my starting point for Saga. I'm definitely going to bring this over to make sure everything matches up with the bottom. And I don't know, if I finish that, then I guess I'll just start at the top and start filling in motifs, but I don't know if this will be more than 500 stitches or not, so we'll see how far I get. And this week I was able to add in 546 stitches. My goal for the week is 550. So I was so close. I missed it by 4 stitches, and I had just finished my length of floss, or my length of silk, and I thought, I'm not going back and starting a whole new length for just 4 stitches. So I counted that as a win. I'm a little ahead of the game anyway, and just figured that would be fine to miss 4 stitches. So that puts me at 67.59% on this piece. And Winston, you have to get out of the way. Here is Saga. Yeah, this is what it looks like so far. I'm stitching this on a 36 count vintage country mocha. I'm using the beautiful Silks For You PR207, just a beautiful silk thread that I love to use. I'm using 1 strand over 2 linen threads. And we will zoom in now a little bit to see where I got to this week. So the first thing I did was I finished the bottom section here. So I brought that all the way over, and I was so happy when that all lined up. There's nothing like, I know this isn't a border, but it's similar to a border, and there's nothing like that feeling when you get the border or the arch to line up, and it just feels like a big win. So that is done. So now the whole outline of the arch is complete. And then I came in here and just added this one little motif right here, this cute bird with his little twig in his mouth. And then I also did the butterfly here. And part of the reason I didn't worry about those extra 4 stitches were because there was a lot of back stitching in this. Well, there was some back stitching in this, and I didn't count that in my stitches. So technically, if I counted the back stitching, I would be over the 550, but I'll zoom in here a little bit so you can see some of the back stitching. It's right under the bunny right here, and it's this beautiful design. It's more like black work in that section rather than back stitching, but that sort of black work goes all the way across the bottom here. So there's a lot of it left. I wanted to save most of it until I filled in the stitches above it. But this bunny was kind of a standalone, so I added the bunny and then I did all of the black work underneath. And then there was a little bit of back stitching here in the bird and the butterfly. But that's the update on Saga. So next week I will continue working in the arch. We won't get a story yet because these arches are big, so it'll probably be about 2 or 3 weeks yet until we get to the next story. But stay tuned, that will be coming, and yeah, I'll continue to share what's going on in that arch. So this is the full piece, and hope you enjoyed the update. All right, the next piece I worked on was my mystery stitch, and you may have seen I did post a Stitch With Me video on that piece over the weekend. I had some extra time on Friday since I had the day off, so I decided to sit down and stitch with you for a little bit. And then I actually pulled this piece out on Sunday when I had the day here at home, and I just worked on it all day. And was happy with my progress. I think for the week I added about 396 stitches, so almost 400. I roughly have a goal of like 400 to 450 on this piece per week, but I'm not really sticking with that yet. I don't have an end goal in mind to finish this project, and so that's just something to kind of keep me going, keep me motivated. But I will try to put a video in here where I was when I started the week. if you watched that Stitch With Me video, there is more progress to see now, so you won't have seen it all by watching that video. But yeah, I'm super happy. I did cross the 0.71% mark. So we're now at 0.7%. Not quite a full percent yet, but here is what this looks like so far. We already know this motif that I shared a couple weeks ago or last week in the video, and I think she's looking great. This time we were able to add more of the glove right here. We also got her little like ring here, that green that's on her glove. We got a lot more done in her hair up here, and we finished sort of her neck and where the top of the coat is coming into play. And then we got into this section right here, and that was a lot of block stitching, believe it or not. There was a lot of that same color of orange, and that made it go pretty quickly. So I was able, once I got to that section, it felt like such a nice break from the high confetti that was in the sections leading up to it. I will say though, as I was stitching that big section of block stitching, I was kind of getting really sleepy and really bored. So I was almost ready for more confetti to like keep me awake, which was funny. We always want what we can't have, right? We always want what we had before. We're never happy with what we're doing in the moment. But no, I was happy. I did enjoy it, but it's just funny how I really do like the process that it kind of goes back and forth between these sort of high confetti areas right here where there's a lot of color changes, and then we got into this like block section that was much more manageable. And yeah, so this is the next motif right here, this orange that's kind of coming into play. And yeah, so my goal for this week probably will be just to finish this diagonal. I'm hoping I can get all the way down to the bottom in the next week and be ready to start the next diagonal with you the following week. So this is stitched on a 25 count easy grid Lugana, and I'm using all the called for DMC, and I'm stitching this one strand over one. And again, I'm not sharing the pattern or the design yet, so you can just sort of guess along as we go and see what might be coming up next. But that is my update on the mystery stitch. All right, next up we've got a project that I didn't even know if I was going to share because the stitching is so little, but I figured why not? I'll just share it anyway. But the one I'm talking about this week is Little Acorns. This is from Modern Folk Embroidery. Here's what this looks like, and I am way up here in this very top banner right up here. So that's where I'm at. I did take a video of where I was when I started this, so you'll see that now. Okay, here's my starting point for Little Acorns. I don't think I'll get too far this week, but I will try to add in this second bird right here, and we'll see how far I get. And unfortunately, this is one that just did not get a lot of work this week, but I did want to put in a few stitches. So I added 68 stitches, putting me at 7.67%, and here's what it looks like now. I'll zoom in just to show you exactly what I did today, but that was this beautiful bird right here to mirror this one. So I completed this bird, 68 stitches, and that's all the time I had. So that's all this project got. This is one that just did not come out in the evenings. The project that I'm going to share next is the one I was working on in the evenings, and that just took a lot more time than I thought. And so yeah, this one just didn't get out as much. But hopefully, like I said before, I do want to try to finish this top banner before it kind of moves on and moves out of the rotation. But this is stitched on a 36 count red cedar by Cedar River Linen. And I'm using Silks for You PR 149, which again is just this beautiful, beautiful silk. It's got these lovely sort of tans and whites that kind of go back and forth, but it's such a subtle variegation that it doesn't really play too heavy, but it looks really great. And I'm super happy how it's coming along on this fabric. I think once this full piece is on here, it's just gonna look beautiful. So that is my tiny, tiny update for Little Acorns from Modern Folk Embroidery. The final piece I worked on this week was my last WIPGO goal for the month of June. So I am happy to say, even though I didn't get as much stitching in and this project took a lot longer to get the stitches in, I'm happy to say that I did complete both WIPGO goals again for June. I missed one in May, I think it was that I missed one, but I'm back on track with June, so that felt really good. I know we still have a little bit of time left in the month, but yeah, it felt really good to get to work on this. And the piece I'm talking about is Teresa Wentzler. This is the Egyptian sampler, and it's just so much fun to work on. I'm still up here in the top in this border that is really, really looking beautiful. I love the colors that she's using, but it is just a very tedious stitch. You have to pay attention to every little detail of number of strands and full cross, half cross, quarter cross, back stitching, specialty stitches. It's all in here. What sort of motivated me to pull this back out again is if you watch Samantha, the Higa Stitcher, she did a very special Flosstube episode, her latest one, I believe, all dedicated to Teresa Wentzler. And I had so much fun watching all her beautiful projects and seeing some of the kits and projects she has kitted up. I have a number of Teresa Wentzler kits as well. I just haven't started any but this one. And you know, seeing how long this one is going to take me because of where I'm at in the pattern and how much I've worked on it, it does sort of make me want to start the other ones, only because otherwise I might not ever get to them. So anyway, this is what it looks like. But if you haven't seen Samantha's video, the Higa Stitcher, definitely go check her out and check out all the Teresa Wentzler goodies. But I will put a video in here of where I was when I started the week. Okay, this is my starting point for Egyptian Sampler. I think I'm going to keep working on the border here, probably try to bring it across the bottom. And I don't know, maybe I'll get to this corner, we'll see, but you will see how far I get to it now. And on this piece, I was able to add, my whip go goal is 500 stitches, so I was able to add 500 stitches, but I actually did 537, and here is where I got to. So you will notice the big change is the border underneath of these flowers right here. I was able to add in most of those stitches all the way across. I didn't quite get the very bottom row of this gold color. I didn't quite get that all the way to the edge. I also worked a little bit over here. So I added these 4 flowers. I don't know if that's focusing right today. Hopefully we can get that to focus. But I added these 4 flowers here in this corner motif. That was a lot of fun. I did add the back stitching around the flower part, but not the greens yet. And yeah, did a couple of those. And then I also added some of the colors. I still had some of the greens left, and so I added them along this section right here. But this is the very first motif right here. That little section is the very top of this eagle right here. So it's got this kind of like halo, not eagle, but a bird. It's got this design on its head. And those are the first stitches that I got to put in from an actual motif right here. So that felt good to actually get into something other than the border. The top border is not fully complete yet. There are still some specialty stitches that go in between the flowers here and some beads. And of course I do have to finish this corner and bring the gold all the way across the top. So definitely a long way to go in this project. But the reason it took so long is there's just a lot of color switches, right? So you have these like sections of light blue, but then you don't want to carry all the way over to here. So you're kind of starting and stopping your threads. In these light blue stitches, there's about 2 colors each. And then the same with the dark blue. There's like 2 different colors, and you don't want to carry it all the way over to here, so you have to start and stop. So the border just takes a while. Not to mention in here, the center, these are little eyelets, and they are backstitched around them. So each one of those takes some time to do. And yeah, just getting in the 500 stitches on this piece took a while, but I was really enjoying it. It made me excited to pull this back out. It's really fun to now see like the top border is getting very close to being complete. I know that means I still have a long way to go because I have the 2 side borders, which are longer, and then the bottom border as well. I did decide though, I do want to keep working on the border mostly before I get into the centerpiece, because what I don't want to happen working from top to bottom, I don't want to fill in everything in the center and then be left with this bottom border row, because I know how long this one took up here, and if I leave this till the end, it's going to be a chore to get through, I think. So I want to just keep working on the border as much as I can, and then get into the motifs if I need a little something extra. But this is Egyptian Sampler by Teresa Wentzler. I'm using the full kit, that everything that came with this. So this is the kit fabric, which does have a few little stains on it here and there, but in a way it kind of works. It almost makes it a little bit more antique-y. And I did wash it and they mostly came out. They're mostly on the back side of this fabric. But I'm using all the kit floss as well. And I believe this is a 28 count. I'm not sure what the fabric is though, because it is a little thicker, which really works for a Teresa Wentzler piece with all these different kind of stitches that you have. It really holds all of them together. So yeah, this one will go away now. I don't know when this will come back out, but the WhipGo calls are done, so this one is going to go away for the time being and make room for something else. So that is Egyptian Sampler. And those are the 4 projects that I was able to work on this week. So not quite as many projects as previous weeks, but not quite as many stitches, which is totally fine. I was enjoying each one that I was working on, so that is the most important. As far as plans go this week, obviously I want to work on Saga, so that is one of the most important ones. And the other projects I want to work on, there's 3 that I have in mind. One of them you've seen recently, 2 of them you haven't. So if I do those, that probably means no other piece. So that probably means no for Little Acorns and no for Elizabeth Masterton, unless I happen to have more stitchy time than I think this week. I also know that next weekend in New York is going to be very busy for me. I've got a friend's birthday celebration, actually 2 birthday celebrations throughout the weekend, and I think it's just going to be a busier weekend. So I don't know how much stitching I'll actually get done that weekend either. But so we'll see. You'll just have to come back next week and see what I ended up working on, whether or not I got to these projects I'm referring to or not. And honestly, I think that's just how my stitching is going to go. As much as I love plans and as much as I love kind of meeting my goals, right now it's just stitch when I can what I want. And that's just how it's going to be for right now. I am thinking about a way that I can kind of incorporate a plan into my stitching, but have it be so low-key that it doesn't really affect anything I'm doing. So hopefully maybe I'll be able to talk about that in the next couple of weeks, but that's something I'm thinking about as far as a plan for my stitching goes. Other than that, as far as a life update goes, I had a really great week, another good week at work, and it was a shorter one since I had off Friday. They also let us out early on Thursday afternoon, so I was actually able to leave work around 3:15, 3:30 on Thursday afternoon, which felt really great. I was able to get some of my chores done before the weekend even got here, which was really fun. I also went for a longer run this weekend, and instead of doing it on Saturday or Sunday, I did it on Friday since I was off. And that was a lot of fun to just run in Central Park when it wasn't quite so busy. There still were a lot of people because I went early in the morning, sort of before everyone's work schedule. But it was just a really fun time. I did 14 miles, and that's probably the longest distance I've done in a while. So it felt good to sort of be building that back up. And yeah, I don't have anything in particular that I'm training for at the moment, but it was really nice to just get out there for a longer run again. I do still really enjoy those. And one thing on that run that I definitely wanted to share with you, I will be putting the video up here for you to see, but there was a section, I kind of ran in a new section that I haven't been in a while. It's closer to my old neighborhood, and I just haven't been back in that area in a while, and decided to kind of run that way to get to Central Park, and stumbled upon this beautiful, beautiful section of flowers. So hopefully you're seeing the video now, but they are just stunning. I mean, they were kind of all over this one area. The gardening was just beautiful, and it was nice to just see so many colors and flowers this time of year. I know that happens in spring all the time, but now that we're getting warmer, most of those things have gone already. So it was really fun to get to this section and see that, and I thought, you know what, this is a moment of joy I'm going to share with everyone so they can see it too. So I hope you enjoy that. And the other sort of little moment of joy I had was I was in Central Park last night, and was just kind of walking around the park for a little while and stumbled upon a raccoon who I'm pretty sure was just waking up, getting ready for the night shift, I guess. But I'll put a video here of this raccoon too. He was climbing this little fence that they have there, and it almost looked like he was just sort of stretching or just sort of waking up and kind of getting used to things. When he got down to the bottom of the fence, he crossed over the little path, and then he did this shake with his fur, he was just trying to wake himself up, and he needed a good shake. And what's so funny about that is Winston does that same shake all the time. And so it reminded me so much of Winston, although the raccoon was probably bigger than Winston is. So anyway, I just wanted to share those 2 moments because I do think it's really important that we continue to look for those moments of joy and look for those moments that kind of bring us happiness. And those were 2 in my week this week. And so I wanted to share those with you. And I think that's all I've got for you this week. So I'm going to let you go and get on to your next Flosstube video. But thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with Winston and I. We do really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed the update. So I'm going to get this edited and uploaded and hopefully get some stitching in tonight. But keep running if you're a runner. Always keep stitching. And be kind to whoever you meet on your journey. Bye for now. Until the next stitch.